Yo, people. So I was really curious about Slumberland, right? Jason Momoa's new big Netflix joint. Yeah, I was curious. So I checked it out, right? Now I didn't know it is actually an adaptation of a comic strip, right? Little Nemo in Slumberland. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen this comic. So, yeah, I don't know if it came across the pond. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a US thing. Who knows? But yeah, that's what it is, right? It's directed by Francis Lawrence, written by David Guion and Michael Handelman. The film is produced by uh, Gino Topping, David Reddy, um, Peter Sherman, and Lawrence himself. It is executive produced by Ray Angelic, David Guion, Michael Handelman, co-produced by Christopher Sergeant and Cameron McConomy. Pinar Tuprak handled the music. Joe Willems, cinematography. It's edited by Mark Yoshikawa. Denise Chamain did all the casting. Dominic Watkins, production design. Art direction was Tom Retta, Alexandra Marikovic, Jordan Henderson, and Laurel Bergman. Daniel Beard and Jeffrey A. Melvin handled set decoration, and Trish Somerville costume design. Hair and makeup, we had Ryan Reed, Colin Penman, Megan DeCiccio, and Erica Caceres. Now, our cast, well, as mentioned, we've got Jason Momoa. He plays Flip. We've got Marlow Barkley as Little Nemo, right? Carl Chandler is her father, Peter. And Chris O'Dowd is his brother, Phillip. Now, a young Phillip is played by Cameron Nichol, and a young Peter is played by Antonio Rain Pastori. We have got Agent Green, played by Wershi Upia, and Mrs. Aira, who is Nemo's teacher, is played by India de Belfort. We have Jamal, a classmate, played by Chris De Silva. There's Carla, played by Yana McIntosh. Emmett, played by Jacob Sue. We've got a Coast Guard woman who we see who helps Nemo out, played by Irene Barut, and another one played by Jana Lobetsky. There's Agent Brown, played by Leslie Adlam. We have got Agent Orange, played by Jamelia Rose. Agent Red, played by Tonya Cornelius. I think right then, I guess we would go with Gracilla, played by Humberly Gonzalez. We have the accountant who crops up, played by Michael Blake. our Canadian guy, played by Isaac Smith. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's our cast, people. The gist of the joint is this: Slumberland takes audiences to a magical new place, a dream world where precious Nemo and her eccentric companion Phillip embark on the adventure of a lifetime. After her father Peter is unexpectedly lost at sea, young Nemo's idyllic Pacific Northwest existence is completely upended when she is sent to live in the city with her well meaning but deeply awkward uncle Phillip. Her new school and new routine are challenging by day, but at night, a secret map to a fantastical world of Slumberland connects Nemo to Flip, a rough around the edges but lovable outlaw who quickly becomes her partner and guide. She and Flip soon find themselves on an incredible journey traversing dreams and fleeing nightmares, where Nemo begins to hope that she will be reunited with her father once again. So, yeah, there you go. Now, Lawrence, he's done a lot of stuff, right? Constantine, which is getting a sequel, which is kind of crazy, right? We've got I Am Legend. You know what I mean? So he's adapted books and comics in the past. You know, he did the Catching Fire and was it something Mockingjay? I think that was the last book, right? Did those Hunger Games sequels. He's doing the prequel, right? Didn't really like any of those. What I did like though was Red Sparrow. That I enjoyed the fuck out of that. So, you know, I was like, yeah, let me check it. Let me check it. And yeah, I mean, it's big, right? That's the thing with this, man. It's big, right? And they try and conjure up all of these different things. Yeah, I think the interpretation of the nightmare, that works. That worked for me. That was interesting, right? Do all of these different things. We go all over the place. We fly. You know what I mean? We drive, we crash, we swim, we do all of that jazz, all of it. So we start off with this idyllic existence, Nemo and her dad having fun, learning, playing, but it does feel a little isolated, right? Because there are no other kids. You ain't playing with no one. It's just her and her pops, which you're like, all right. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you know, playing with some little kids might be a good thing, but all of this. But it's one of those situations where you do know what's coming, right? You do know what's coming. So when a storm hits and it's like, I've got to go, and you go, okay, this is when it all changes. You know what I mean? And yeah, so we get all of this, but she's having these dreams. You know what I mean? She's having these dreams, and this is where she stumbles upon Flip one day. You know what I mean? Which is eccentric, right? And eccentric, like at first it feels like it's eccentric in a forced way. Look, like, yo, I'm gonna put on this jacket, this hat, we're gonna, yeah, look all funky and crazy. But as the film goes on, it is kind of fun, right? Momoa's character is kind of fun. There is that. So you're like, all right, fine. I think one, and might sound a bit weird, right? This might sound a little bit weird, but It's the green screens. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, so they're not really on a boat in the ocean, right? They're not really on the back of a goose. And yes, I know that sounds ludicrous, right? I know obviously they're not going to be on the back of a goose, but the problem is it's so obvious that it is green screen, right? There's a bit that kind of reminds you of Inception. Oh man, for a minute I was like, oh, what's the Nolan film? The Nolan film, Inception, right? Um, and you just like know, oh, this ain't real. Yeah, I mean, this is all CGI. And I think that's one of the huge things that a load of these, I mean, most of the dream stuff is all CGI, right? And it just kind of throws you out of it a little bit. That's why I say it's a little crazy, because yes, we know you're not really doing this. Confetti isn't really dancing, but you just want to be convinced, right? That you're getting pulled into this world. You don't want anything to kind of throw you off, to make you go, it's not real. It's not real, right? You want to escape into this shit. And that's that's the only that well, I mean, that's one of the big things that is a little bit damn it, you know. The film is 2 hours. I feel it is probably a little long. I think it could have been shorter, right? Because the beats, you know where this is all going, you know, and there's not really a lot of surprises. I think one of the biggest surprises which they're throwing at you is something that goes down 2/3 in, I think, probably. But I think you kind of know, right? You know what it's gonna be before it's revealed. You know, everything is leading to that point, right? Because it is what else makes sense, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like I don't think it could have been maybe an hour and a half. I think they could have cut half an hour, because a lot of it is just messing around in dreams, just to be like, hey, look what we're doing, right? So we could have cut that out. Now, at the heart of the film, it is that kind of journey home, right? Little Nemo finding her place back in the world, and other characters doing the same, right? It's dealing with that loss, understanding what family is, just all of those kind of jams. And that's all fine. It's a little predictable, but I think, because remember, this is a PG. So I think it does play for a young audience, right? I think my neighbors, these little kids, man, there's four of them, little crazy monsters. Oh man, they're so fun. I think they would love this. You know what I mean? I think it plays for that age group, right? Which is what, 10? I think 10-year-old is gonna eat this up and be like, if I go to sleep, maybe I can go to Slumberland. Let's all wrap, cotton around our fingers and see if we find each other. Right. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. So I think it will work for that audience. For a skeptical old motherfucker, I don't know. It doesn't quite do it, but you can see the fun in there. You know what I mean? You can see the fun in there. So it's fine. It's fine. It's not terrible, but yeah, a little long, predictable, you know, throws you out of the magic with the CGI. But as I said, for a younger audience, I think they, I think they'll be able to love it. So yeah, there you go, people. Slumberland now on Netflix.